plot the velocity time graph. It is possible. Or even if the distance time is given, then we can calculate the velocity from it. Okay. If the velocity time is given, we can calculate the acceleration from this, or even acceleration time graph can be drawn. Reverse is also possible. If the acceleration time is given, we can plot the velocity time graph. Means if the acceleration time graph is given, we can calculate the velocity. What will be the velocity for this? If the speed time or velocity time graph is given, then we can calculate the displacement from that. So what is the displacement, or what is the distance covered? It is that one. Means all these three graphs are interconvertible, and using this graph we can calculate the various other unknown quantity. Means if we are given with displacement time, we can calculate the velocity and acceleration. If we are given with velocity time graph, we can calculate the displacement as well as the acceleration. Okay. If we are given with acceleration time graph, then we can calculate the velocity from that. And after plotting the velocity time graph, even we can calculate the displacement also. So today we will learn how to draw this graph. Means what will be the graph for a body in uniform motion. Means we will draw displacement time graph for a body in motion, we will draw velocity time graph for a body in motion, we will draw the acceleration time graph for a body in motion. Even we may draw for uniform motion or for the non-uniform motion. Means displacement time graph for uniform motion, displacement time graph for non-uniform motion. These are the two categories. Again, velocity time graph for uniform motion, velocity time graph for non-uniform motion, acceleration time graph for uniform motion, acceleration time graph for non-uniform motion. So each of these three can be drawn for our uniform and non-uniform motion. So this way we can understand each of these three type of graph can be of the two type. Okay. Even if we consider negative acceleration, say one's acceleration and other retardation, then there could be the other two possibilities. So what are the various types of graph that we will learn? We will try to understand from the very basic concept. Student, how to draw the graph that we have also learned in our last session. I had taken one question where position of a body at different time was given. I had taken this table where this first row represents the position of the body at different time. Say in this, the first entry is 0, 0, means when the observer start observing, that time is called 0 time. So at 0 time, the object is at 0 distance. Means he is considering the object itself is near to the observer, or the initial position of object is considered as the frame of reference. Means from that position itself, the displacement is going to be measured, or the position is going to be allocated. It was this one. Yeah. The other entry was at 2 seconds, the position was 6 meters. Another at the 4th second, the position was 12 meters. Next at 5th second, the position was 15 meters. At 6th second, position was 18 meters. At 10th second, it was 30 meters. At 12th second, it was 36 meters. So all these entries have been plotted over the graph. What was that? So we had taken the time along the horizontal axis and the distance or position x along this vertical axis that we had plotted, and time was plotted along the horizontal axis. And what were the different positions? Means initially at 2 seconds, the position was 6, it was marked as A. Next at 4 seconds, the object was at 12, it was marked as B. At 5 seconds, the object was at 16 meter. It was marked at C. Yes, any student have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, can we continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, student. So this way I had plotted the given position of the object in position time or displacement time graph, in which on the vertical axis we have the position x and along the horizontal axis we have the time t. So while t is varying, position is varying. Okay, so this way we have plotted the point A, B, C, D, E, F, Z, etc. We have plotted. Okay, even this E was not given, that even we have calculated. So we have calculated at 8 seconds what is the position. By drawing the or plotting the other point, we have calculated the position of the object at 8 seconds. It was that way. So this way we are observing that the body is in motion, then the graph means xt graph is making some angle with the time axis, means it is slanted or it is inclined at certain other angle on this or to this time axis. Okay, student, so this is what we have to understand. Now this is the identification mark that if the graph is inclined with the time axis, inclined means what? If this is your time axis, then it is making some angle. You are already knowing inclination in your ground, you are getting some slope is there where you are climbing and sliding downward. So that is called the inclination. It is making some angle with this horizontal. It may be exactly vertical, but vertically it is not possible. Why? That we will learn later. But in nutshell, you have to keep in mind, vertically it is not possible because at the same time, say at 0 second, the body become have more than one position. Means it become entire vertical line. So entire vertical line, but an object cannot occupy more than one position at one time. Means either you will be at your home or at your school. You cannot be at both the places at the same time. So if the points are on the vertical axis, then that means at t is equals to 0, the body have different positions, which is not practically possible for a matter. It could be only God only. Okay, so that's why this cannot be vertical. It must be inclined at certain angle. So it is that. So here we are observing that the graph is inclined and it is a straight line. But there is other situation also possible, that if this is the t-axis and this is the x-axis, then it did not be a straight line. It may be possible that it is making some curve like that. This we will understand that such if the graph is not a straight line, means not like a slope, then it is the graph of non-uniform. Okay, student. So considering these ideas, we have also done one of the question. Okay. So various questions we were doing. In that, from this graph we can determine the different position or location at different time. It is one thing. So that we have done. Another thing here we have learned also, if the body is at rest, means if the body is not moving, then the graph is not inclined. Means if this is the time axis, so watch on the right hand side of the screen, I am drawing something, and this is the position. So this is our time, this is our position. That here we have learned the graph or the plot of a body in motion is always inclined. So it could be either this one, or maybe like this one, or even maybe like your this one. Any of such kind of curve is possible. So all of these are the graph for a body in motion. But if the graph is parallel to the time axis itself, but if the graph itself is parallel to the time axis, then it indicates that the position, say x1, it is not changing. Whatever this position, the same is for all the time. So if this could be the 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, so body is not in motion. So in this case, the speed is 0, but in this case, speed is not equals to 0. When the speed is not 0, that we will say the speed in first case is constant, but in the second and third case, the speed is not constant. That is varying. That we will see. So considering this concept, we have also discussed that for a body at rest, this was the graph. So plot or graph for a body at rest. This we have also learned last day. When the body is at rest, under that situation, the plot is such that the graph become parallel to the time axis. So that we have learned last day. That was the important observation. And here we have also written xt means position time graph for a body at rest is a horizontal line either parallel to time axis or on the time axis itself. So this we have already drawn. Means it could be like this one also. Means here itself, this was the time axis, this was the position axis, this is the origin. So in this first case, A, body is in motion. In second case, B, body is also in motion, but it is non-uniform. In third case, the body is in motion, also non-uniform. But in this D, the body is at rest. So this is for the rest. And this is also for the rest. So this is also for the rest. So this is the graph, means which is the time axis itself. Get it? So this we have learned even last day also. Today I have given you the revision so that you can understand it better, whatever we are going to learn today. Applying this concept, we have identified the type of motion when the graph is given. So there were different graphs, means total 6 graphs were given in this red ink, and you were asked to tell the type of motion and also whether the body is in motion or rest. So that we have identified applying the concept load, that in first case the body is at rest. The second case, the body is in motion and it is also uniform. In third case, the body is also in uniform motion. What is the difference between the second and third case? In second case, at t is equals to 0, body have some initial position. But in third case, even the t is equals to 0, the body at rest, and even up to t is equals to 2 seconds, the body is at rest. It was this third case. Okay, so this was important. In fourth case, the body is in motion, but it is non-uniform. Again, the same is for the fifth case. Here, if the graph is upward, means the position is increasing or the body is moving away from the observer. But in fifth case, the body is moving toward the observer. So in this case, the body is moving away since x is increasing. And here the body is moving towards the observer since the position is decreasing. So you have to observe what? You have to observe the position. So on this axis, means on this vertical axis, there is position, and on this horizontal axis, there is time. So it is understood everywhere. So you have to observe whatever the initial position might be here. But at this time, if I consider, the position have decreased to this one. If I consider this time, the position have decreased to this one. Okay. So here to here means the position is coming toward the observer. The position is reducing or coming closer to the horizon. It was this one. So these were the graph that we have learned. Now, students, going ahead, today we will learn if the position time graph is given, then how to calculate the velocity. Okay, that we will see. That is one thing. Then we will also observe that if the velocity time is given, then we can calculate the distance as well as the acceleration. Okay, so let me write. So write, when position time graph is given, then the velocity of the body can be calculated. It is not only the velocity, even acceleration can also be calculated. Also, acceleration can be predicted or determined. At least not the exact value, then at least we can say whether the body is in uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration, or acceleration is positive or negative. This thing we can say. Means whether it is positive or negative or uniform or non-uniform. All these things can be predicted. So we have to understand that how to calculate the velocity of a body from the position time graph. So draw it, the heading, or write the heading, velocity from position time graph.
Sir, can you tell once again?
Okay. Students, in above example we have learned, or at least we can identify that body is in motion. That we have learned, excluding first part and the sixth part, we can say in remaining cases the body is in motion. Now the question is that if the body is in motion, it means it must have some speed or velocity. So if such graph are given, then how to determine their velocity? That is the next topic. So that's why we are going to learn how to find out or how to calculate the velocity or even speed also of a body from the position time graph. Getting? So I have written whatever I have stated above, that when position time graph is given, then velocity can be calculated or determined. It is not only velocity, even acceleration can also be determined. Now in acceleration, at least something we can determine very easily without any kind of calculation, like whether the acceleration is increasing, whether the acceleration is decreasing, means whether the body is in non-uniform acceleration or uniform acceleration. Means if the acceleration is not increasing or not decreasing, then it is uniform acceleration, means constant or fixed acceleration. Whether acceleration value is positive, means the fixed value that we have calculated, whether that is positive or that is negative, means retardation, means when the speed is decreasing. So this thing can be predicted from the graph. So how to predict that, that is more important. So those things we are going to learn today. Okay, students? So student, please pay attention. Even if you miss one of the minute of this lecture, you could not understand the topic or the calculation that we will learn later. Okay, so very seriously, even if you have any doubt, please interrupt me in between so that quickly I can explain once or twice more so that we can go ahead. Now a student, means we are given with here, means we are given with xt graph, x versus t graph, that is position time graph, position time graph. This is also called as displacement time graph. Time graph. A student, just recall that what was the position and displacement. If you are observer, you are observing this body at certain position and you are also standing just closer to this and you are the observer yourself. Okay, means it is you who is observing. Means you are the observer. So this point from where the observation starts, that is called your origin. So this is like our origin, where the position value, means position means we will measure the distance from this point, whether it is increasing or decreasing in positive direction or in negative direction. So for that, the position value is taken as 0, and here you have also started the observation. So at this time, we are setting our clock to 0 time, whatever the hour or the real time may be, but for observation we are considering that as a stopwatch. Okay, it is so simple. It may be 2 o'clock in real time, but I am considering that 2 o'clock at the 0 time from where observation is going to be taken. We will observe for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 2 seconds or 5 seconds when this body will move. So I am considering this body at A. This is the ball. I have drawn the shape of this object or this body. So at this time, means this length, it is 0. Now I am considering this horizontal track. Then you are knowing that if we move in this direction, it is considered as the positive direction. Why? In real number line, we have also learned that observation or the points or the number on the right hand side of origin is taken as positive, while on the left hand side it is taken as negative. It may be possible that the body may move either left or right. Since it is our origin or observation point, means initial observation point, this is your initial, means the starting, or starting rather, that is the better word. It is this one. Now I am considering the body is moving in this rightward direction. Okay, student. So while my time t is 0, at that time the body starts moving, I may consider this as the body have just started moving from here. Means initially the body was at rest. That simply means it. Or even the position x itself is 0. After 2 seconds, This is the 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, you are observing that the body have reached up to this much position. Okay. So this is the point B. Write the A at the top so that we can quickly understand. So body have moved to position B after 2 seconds. Means it might have covered certain distance. So let me take this distance as 10 meters. Means in 2 seconds, the object have moved for 10 meters. This object may be any insect or maybe a ball or anything. Or maybe a toy car or maybe a big truck or the train itself. Now you are observing for another 2 seconds. Means take the observation as 4th second. You are observing that the body have reached to this, from this origin. Keep in mind, this I have measured from this origin A, this 10 meter. If we consider from the B, from B I am considering another 10 meter. It is like this. But if I consider from A to this point C, which is at the 4th second, then it will be your 20 meter.
20 meters.
So, student, yes, good. So this is like your position 1, means the initial x1 is like our 10, and the position at C, that is x2, we are considering it is our 20 meter. Student, B to C is nothing but it is simply displacement between B to C. It is x2 minus x1 that we have to take it. I am observing for another, say, 7 seconds. Means after 3 seconds I am taking. Student, this 7th second is not from this 4, but it is from this origin A itself. It is the 7th second. There I am observing that the body have moved for this point D, where this position from this A have increased to, let me take this as the 45 meter. Okay, student. So this is my 45 meter. So this way we are observing that the body is at different locations and all the positions are measured from the initial origin itself. Let me take another one also. Let me take the, for the 8th second itself. So here it is the 8th second. Let me take this point as E. Again we are going to take this from this point to this E. It is this one. Okay, student. Let us take this as x4, because for D the position was considered as x3. Now for the point E, it is our x4. It is our 50 meter. Okay, student. So these are the positions that are measured from the origin. Any doubt to any student? Otherwise, I have just listed here the initial condition how the body is moving. Now, if I am going to plot this, means in tabular form, the same thing was given in earlier question in tabular form, where the position was considered in the first row, means this is our x, means x1, x2, x3. So this was, so these are the positions. Unit I am taking in meter, and this was the t, means the time of observation we were taking. When the body is starting the journey, that point we have taken as the origin, means t is equals to 0, the position is 0. When we are observing at the 2 second, means at the end of 2 seconds, the object is observed to be at 10 meter. At 4th second, the object is found to be at 20 meter. At 7th second, the object is found to be at 45 meter. And at 8th second,
50 meters.
the object is taken at 50 meter. Okay. Unit already we have written meter here. So no need to write. this meter again in between. Okay. So a student, this was the table even I had taken earlier and I had just plotted the graph. Or even this background is given, we can tabulate it in the tabular form. Now from this table, we can draw the graph. A student, any doubt? Otherwise, I will go for plotting the graph. And from that graph, today we will learn how to calculate the speed or velocity. So that we are going to do.
Okay,
So
sir.
student, let me copy this portion to the next page also, so that I can explain it better to you. Yes, someone microphone is crying. If you want to talk, then only open your microphone. Otherwise, please switch off it. And quickly just open your microphone and quickly just tell me. Okay. So students, this is what we have listed right now. So this is the situation that we are taking. Now we want to plot. So draw. So how will be the plot? Plot means the graph. Whether term plot is used or graph is used, mean the same thing. So a student, it is always drawn for the positive time, because time can never be negative, because observation time is taken at 0 time, and the event is always occurring after that 0 time. So this horizontal axis taken as the time axis. In this time axis, we will plot the time, and vertical axis is taken as the our distance axis, or position axis x. It is in time in second, and this is in meter. A student, here we are observing that time given is in second, and it is up to 8 seconds only, so it can be put on this axis very easily. Let me write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is this one. If you have the graph, then please plot it on your graph paper. If not, then at least draw this scale. On position axis, we are observing that it is going up to 50, but in this a small length, it is quite difficult to put the 50. For that, we are taking certain units, say 5, 10, 15, 20, in between that, or we may take the 4, 8, something like that, okay. Let me take this as 5, 10, 15. That will appear me convenient. Okay, students. So let us take this as the 5 unit. Then this has 10 unit. It must, the length or the interval must be uniform. It is our 15. It is our, I think it will go out of a scale. Okay, let me just plot it first. 20, even 25. Okay, student, it is going out of a scale. So let me just shift this a bit downward if I can. Okay, student. So I can extend my pace. That flexibility is available with me. So we have to draw up to what? 50 at least. So let us draw. Let us extend this. So 25. Then this has 30. 35. Then 40. 45. Then it is our 50. Students, so these are the graph. Let me shrink it so that you can watch it. So this is the graph. Now we have to plot what? At t is equals to 0, x is equals to 0. Means at 0 time, the position is what? 0 on time axis we need not move because it is 0 time. Then also it is saying on position axis you need not move, means this is the point O itself or the point A itself. So this I have denoted this point by A. So let me write this as A. Okay. Now the next point is, so this is over. At 2 seconds we have to go for 10 meter. A student, on this axis you have to go for this 2 seconds. So this is our 2 seconds. But on this y-axis you have to go for 10. So from this 2, so you first move along the time axis for 2. Then from this 2 you have to move upward. How long vertically you have to move? Up to 10 only. So this way you have to allocate this point. This point is our B. This we have already done in our last class. So this was our 10. A student, the third one at 4 seconds, it is our 20. Means let me go for the on the time axis at 4, and on the vertical axis you have to move up to what? 20. Means it is something like this. It is here. So this is the point C. Okay. So a student, in the similar fashion, here for our 7 second, it is 45. So you have to come to this 7 and you have to move upward. How long vertically move you have to? It should be ended at 45. So from the 45, draw a horizontal line and you just end it here somewhere. Okay. So this is our D. And again, for 8 seconds, it is 50. So from 8, you continue to move upward. And how long you have to move? Up to 50. Okay, student. So it is this one. Okay. Now you have to join all this. With the scale, you will observe that it is in a straight line. But keep in mind, it did not always be in a straight line, means on the same inclined line. If it is not on the same inclined line, then it becomes the graph for non-uniform motion. So that. Pardon?
It is not a straight line.
Yeah, in this case,
sir,
it is
not a straight line.
Okay, in this case, even it is not a straight line. Okay, if whether you have plotted it on your scale or not.
Yep, plotted on scale.
On graph paper.
Yes, sir.
Okay, still it is not coming a straight line.
No, sir.
Good. So a student, here even we are observing that it will not be a straight line. Good observation. So at least you have to join it. Whatever the straight falling in a straight line, that much at least you have to join as a straight line. I think these three are in a straight line. A, B, C are in a straight line. A student,
yes,
they are on the same line. But from C to D, I don't think it will be on the same line, but it is on the increasing slope line. Okay? Is it okay? Now again, it is this one. So, student, if you observe this carefully, you might be observing that it is not a straight line, because if it could be a straight line, then it might be, I think you can verify with your scale, it might be moving something like that. Okay, now, students, was this? So it could be the straight line. Means if it were on the same line, then it might be on this red line, which is the straight one. But here we are observing that the graph is even going out of that. It means it is of the non-uniform motion. It is verified from the graph itself, or even we can verify with the other ways also. So how to tell that? That can be told by calculating the speed for particular interval. Now let us come to the definition of speed. So this is the graph of position versus time. Now if the position varies, the body will cover some distance. When the distance is covered, it must have some speed. It is one thing. And if we are just interested in initial and final position, then we can get the displacement. And by knowing the displacement and the time interval, taking the ratio of 2, the velocity can be calculated. So let us write. Means when x is given, means different x is given. When different x is given means what? x1, x2, x3. It is like that. So different x is given. That is, what is this? x1, x2, x3, x4. It is something like that. So what is this? Here in this position, this is like our x1, student. This is like our x2. This is like our x3. This is like our x4. This is like our x5. Student, here t is equals to 0. This is like our t1. This 2, it is like our t2. This 4, it is like our t3. This 7, it is our t4. And 8 is t5. Means at t5 the body is at position x5. Okay, student? So different x is given for different time. That is what this time are. So this time are that is, it is our t1, t2, t3, t4 and t5. It is this one. Now student, we have learned that what is the speed? Speed is given by total distance by total time. So whatever the time interval we are taking, that we have to take. It is in interval form. And how the distance is calculated? By knowing the position. Knowing position. The better term or better thing that can be calculated by knowing position is basically the displacement. If the displacement is known to us, then it is given in the term of velocity. So this way, either speed or velocity is calculated. Speed is calculated by considering the path length, and if only initial and final position in given time is taken, then it is the velocity. So student, how to calculate that? Student, if anyone is going to ask from this graph the thing like this, you have to answer quickly. If I am going to ask you what is the time from 4th second to 7th of second, what is the time? Means time elapsed from 4th second to 7th second, means how much time interval is that? If I am taking this interval delta t, yes,
3 seconds.
good, it is 3 seconds. Why so? Because this 7th second you have taken minus 4 second you have taken, it is 3 seconds. So how this is calculated? This 7 second is nothing but our t4. It is like our t4. And this 4 second is like our t3. So this time interval is nothing but it is t4 minus t3 here. It may be asked for you to t1 minus t2. Any interval may be asked. Okay. Even it may be asked from 4 to 6. Don't worry for that. So this is the time interval that we have taken. But in this time interval, means in the time interval of this 4 to 7 seconds, we are interested to know the position. A student, what is the position of object at 7th second? So it is d, but d means in the term of distance it is 45
meters.
So this is our position x4. Means from this origin A, the object is at this much distance. Student, are you getting this? So this is the position that we are taking. This is like our x4. And what is the position at T3? Means it is the C. Means at 4 seconds you will go for this point C, and corresponding to C you are observing it is the 20. So this is like our, from here to here, it is like our x3. Okay, student? So if anyone is asking to you what is the position or what is the displacement of body in 4 second to 7 second, what is that displacement? The displacement or the position vector change is only this much. Displacement is what? Change in position. Final position minus initial position. So final is x4. It is this one at 7 second. And initial now here initial means the starting point from where this interval is considered, not the origin or zero time itself. This interval is interested in the 4 second, so I have to take the position for 20 meter, not this zero. Means the body have moved from 20 meter to 45 meter in this case. So what is this delta x? Means change in position. It is denoted by x4 minus x3.
25 meter.
How you have calculated? By subtracting that 45 minus 20, which is our 25 meter. Okay, student. Now, since you are knowing that, what is our velocity? Velocity v is given by change in position by change in time. Means what is the displacement by what is the time taken for that kind of displacement? It was displacement by the time for that displacement. Okay, here displacement is nothing but delta x, because the position initially it was x3, gone for x4, and the time for this was t4 minus t3. It was x4 minus x3 by t4 minus t3. If I am just going to substitute, it is 25 by the time interval is our, here we have calculated. Yes, it is
5 by
divided by 4 to 7 we have taken, no? 4 to 7, it is 3. So it is 3. So this much meter per second, because numerator is in meter per second. So this is your final answer. If you want to get this in the decimal form, you can quickly convert it. So 4.33 means 3 reckoning meter per second. It is this one. So a student, by knowing this graph, we have calculated this velocity. But this velocity is in which interval? So this is the velocity in interval of, or in interval of 4 to 7 seconds. That is for 3 second interval. Student, this is the gap, means 3 second interval we are taking. So this way, velocity at particular point or in particular interval can be calculated by knowing the position time or displacement time graph. Student, is it over? Are you getting my point? Am I clear, or any doubt, then please ask. So what we had written, was that when position time graph is known, then velocity can be calculated. So this I have illustrated here. So what we can generalize or what we can conclude from this, that we are going to write. A student, from this we are observing that if we write in the term of formula, we are observing that this is our, means on this vertical axis from this D to C, this vertical axis is giving us the delta x, okay, and on this horizontal axis from C to D, means moving along this only, on this horizontal axis we are getting the
delta t.
T. So taking the ratio of vertical axis difference by the horizontal axis difference, means on vertical axis we have the position or displacement, and on horizontal axis we have the time. So taking this ratio, it gives the ratio of displacement by time or ratio of position change
Delta h by delta t.
level. So therefore it gives us velocity. Okay, if the path is known or exact all the positions are known, in that case it will give the distance, and in that case this velocity will give us what is speed. But if the bigger length is given, then we shall always consider, or bigger time interval is given, we shall always consider it as the velocity. So a student, in this way we can write the following conclusion, right? So knowing different positions, different positions, so by knowing these different positions, what we can calculate? Position difference can be calculated. So this position difference is calculated. So this position difference gives us what? Displacement. And since this position is plotted on or put on vertical axis, so this displacement is obtained from difference of the point on vertical axis. So this is obtained from difference of points on vertical axis of xt graph. Okay, so this x we have obtained. So knowing the position, we can calculate the displacement. Also, this displacement or the position is always given with reference to some time. So also from horizontal axis, what is this horizontal axis? It is our time axis of xt graph. The time interval so this is what the time interval in which displacement occur. Is calculated. So this way delta t can be calculated. Here in this way, this was what? This was our delta x, and since velocity is given by displacement by the time interval in which the displacement occur, So this becomes delta x by delta t. Means what? Taking the ratio of interval of position by ratio of interval of time, we can get the velocity. So this ratio, this is what? If I plot in the general term, horizontal axis t, vertical axis x. Here I am considering this as initial x1, this as the body have gone for x2, this is the time t1. I am considering at t1 it was this one, and at t2 it is this one. Means the object have moved from this to this. The plot will be from here to here. This is the plot. But here we have to calculate this delta x. So this is what? X2 minus x1. Means this length only. This length. Whether this length or taking this, if I am plotting here on this length, mean the same. And on the horizontal axis, we have the time. So this is our the time difference, means delta t. It is our t2 minus t1. So whether I take this much length here or the same length will be here, because these two lines are parallel. So this is our delta t. Means for any slanted line, this vertical line delta x is known, and this horizontal line delta t is known. Then this ratio, means ratio of delta x by delta t, is called slope. That basically tells what is the angle. So this is called as slope. Student, this
Slope.
term detail you will learn in class 10th and higher standard. What is slope? Which tells the inclination of this line on or with respect to time axis. So slope of graph. Which graph? It is our xt graph. So therefore, slope gives the velocity. That is one thing we have to look. This slope is what? This is nothing but this is the inclination with respect to horizontal axis. You will learn in higher standard that this slope, if we consider, say, slope is like this one. Say in playground you might be getting the sliding or this slope, means it is fixed with respect to if this is the ground. Okay, student, then this is the slope on which you will sit here, then you will roll down. The one of the edge is at the higher length or at some height from the ground. This is like our delta x that we are taking. Okay, and in this case this is also another distance, but in this case we are taking delta t. Okay, student, then this angle, so this angle roughly gives this slope, but in fact we will learn this is roughly related to slope, but in fact it is our tan of theta. What is this tan of theta? You will learn in class 10, called tangent of angle. That gives the vertical axis by horizontal axis ratio. So that is tan of theta. But in your level, the term slope itself is enough for you, and you have to just understand, take the vertical length by horizontal length. You have to take. So write the point, slope of xt graph gives the velocity, or even the speed, the method is the same, of a body. So if slope not equals to 0, that is there is some inclination. Theta value is not equals to 0. This implies body in motion. What we have learned earlier also. Means if the graph is like this one, whatever the t and whatever the x is there, whatever the graph maybe, so it is in motion.
Motion.
But if the graph is like this one, means exactly horizontal, then it is for the rest. The same thing is also illustrated by considering this angle theta. Okay, student? So this is the importance of this inclination. So inclination can gives us the value of the velocity as well as idea whether it is in rest or motion. Okay, a student, in above case, let me do one more thing. So from above graph, find velocity between 2 seconds to between the time interval. Now we are taking the different time interval, 2 seconds to 4 seconds in the same graph. Now we want to calculate for 2 seconds to 4 seconds. A student, again we have to go in that graph and we have to watch what is the position at 2 seconds, what is the position at 4 seconds. For that, let us go to the graph. A student, watch carefully. At 2 seconds now, in this graph, this is the 2 seconds. And at this 2 seconds, the object is at 10 seconds. So it will be one thing. And at 4 seconds, you will take this 4 seconds. Let me round in double circle. And in this case, you are getting the position is going to be 20 meters. So a student, from this graph, you have to note down the given things in notation form. You are free to take this 2 seconds at t1, then this 4 seconds at t2, this 10 seconds as x1, then 20 seconds as x2. Okay, then you have to take the ratio of x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. So let me do that.
10 divided by 2.
Good. So solution here. The t1 means the starting time we are taking, it is our 2 seconds. The t2 that we are taking, it is our 4 seconds. At this t1, the x1, the position that is denoted by x1, it is how much?
10
seconds. And x2, it is our 20 meters. A student, by writing this, here you have to calculate the delta t itself. Delta t is what? T2 minus T1. It is our 4 minus 2. It is our 2 seconds. Okay, student? From this position, you have to calculate delta x. It is our x2 minus x1. This is denoted by 20
minus 10.
Minus 10. It is our 10 seconds. Now you have to write since velocity, this is given by our, you may directly denote in the term of the symbols rather than writing the complete statement, delta x by delta t. Now full form you may write x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. If you wish, you may substitute x1, x2 here, or you may directly take this 10 as x2, sorry, 10 as delta x and 2 as delta t. It is 5 meters per second. So this way, or if anyone want to calculate like this, then you may substitute the here. It is same, minus 10 by our 4 minus 2. It is 10 by 2. It is our 5 meters per second. A student, the interesting conclusion that we have to draw, then we will end the class. So be careful. A student, if I am denoting this velocity by v2 and earlier velocity by whatever the velocity we have calculated here, somewhere we might have calculated. It was even before this. Whatever the velocity we have calculated, let me write this as v1. A student, what was the velocity here? It was 4.33 meter per second. This was the velocity in
Sir.
interval of 4 to 7. So let me enumerate all these things. So whether the body is moving with uniform or non-uniform, that we want to state here. So, right? So whether body is moving with or body is in uniform motion or non-uniform motion, in uniform motion or non-uniform motion. A student, here we have to watch carefully, means the different speeds at different time we have to calculate or in different time interval. So right here, what are the conclusion that we have written? So right, between 2 to 4 seconds, what was the speed or what was the velocity?
5 meter per second.
This was 5 meter per second. And between 4 second to even your 7th second, what was the velocity? This was 4.33 meter
4.33.
per second. And a student, that we have low. For uniform motion, the speed or the velocity must be same. Here we are not considering any direction change. So in speed or velocity, we are considering the same. Means if I am writing this as v1 and this as v2, this as v1. So here speed is varying. Means speed is different. A student, keep in mind the interval like 4 to 7 and here 2 to 4. A student, here we have calculated the velocity or speed, not the distance. Okay, if the distance is given, then we have to divide the ratio, we have to get the speed. Speed will always be same. That will give us the per unit distance covered. Per unit means in 1 second or in 1 unit of time, how much distance is covered. So here we are getting that it simply means 5 meter is covered in 1 second. But in second case, it is 4.3 meter in 1 second. So a student, even if we apply the definition of distance in equal interval of time, that is also applicable here. So our equal interval of time is 1 second, 1 second. So these two interval are the same. I mean, this is the same. But here, if I consider this part, it is our different. So therefore, it is which kind of motion? Non-uniform motion. So this way, we are free to apply the concept of speed or equal distance and equal or unequal time, or equal time than equal or unequal distance. So we are free to apply. Here speed is varying, or we may write this conclusion also, unequal distance in equal interval of time. So it is non-uniform. So a student, here we have observed that our graph was like this. Our graph was, we have observed that it was like this. So this was time, this was distance or position we have calculated. I have taken the bigger interval, so it appears like this. But if I am taking the very smaller interval, then sometime here, then slowly here, 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 it is like this one. Then it may appear as smooth, but still it is not the same line. So it is our x versus t. This was our origin. So these are for non-uniform. Even it is possible that initially it is like this, then it is going for this x and t. So in this case, all these are for the non-uniform. So these are for our non-uniform motion. Are for non-uniform. But we are observing the speed varies. Wherever the speed or velocity varies, so it must have acceleration. So this is the condition of accelerated motion. But if the graph is like this one, say it is like this one. It is our time axis, it is our x-axis, it is our zero. In this case, we will say that the graph may be the starting after certain other time, or the graph may be like this one, or the graph may be falling downward. It is also possible that the position is coming down. So all of these are for which kind? Uniform motion. So student,
Uniform.
so these are for uniform motion. Okay, so in this case we will observe that what is there? V is not varying, or speed is fixed. That is, V do not changes. So when the V is not changes, is there change in velocity? No, it becomes zero. So in this case, acceleration is zero. No acceleration. So this way we can predict the acceleration also. Okay. So in this case, in the first case where the graph is curved, not a straight line, in that case we are observing that delta V is not equals to zero. Therefore, acceleration, recall the definition of acceleration, delta V by delta t. So when this is not zero, so acceleration must have some value. In this case, since delta V is equals to zero, therefore acceleration is equals to delta V by delta t. This become numerator is something like 0 by delta t. So it is 0. Provided there is no any direction change. If no direction change. If there is direction change, means once the position is increasing, another time it is returning back, means again the position is decreasing. In that case, because of the change in direction, there could be acceleration. Okay. So student, what we have learned today? We have learned from the position time or distance time or displacement time graph how to calculate the velocity, or if it is the straight line, that become like the speed also. What could be the various types of uniform or non-uniform motion for the graph that we can predict it? If it is not the single straight line or not single inclined straight line, then it will be the non-uniform, like in this case. And if it is the straight line inclined at certain angle with time axis, then it is uniform. So in non-uniform, we have the acceleration, but in uniform motion, we do not have acceleration. So we have fixed speed, we do not have acceleration. Okay, student? So these things we have learned today. Any student have any doubt, then please ask. Otherwise, let me stop the class here. I have to go for the other class. A student, any doubt, then please ask.
No, sir.
So shall be stop. Next day we will be able to finish this graph where we will draw the velocity time graph. From that we will calculate the acceleration and distance or the displacement. How to calculate that? That we will see. We will see the displacement is calculated by considering the area of the VT graph, whereas the acceleration is calculated by taking the ratio of velocity by time, means the slope, like here we have also. Okay, student? So this way, let us stop the class here. So dear students, thanks a lot. I mean, let me first stop the recording.